Ji Boda is the school's cold top student, talented, perfect, and literally everyone's role model. Basically the golden child everyone praised, until the day his life abruptly came to an end. That's when he realized he had zero plot armor. The lazy school bully Yi Tengcheng was the actual main character. Ji Boda was just a background character. In the novel, Yi Tengcheng falls hard for Ji Boda's childhood friend, Liu Ruyan. She was an icy goddess, but this bad boy melted her. As for the childhood friend, he's just a tragic catalyst. A tool to make her fall madly in love. But after regressing, Ji Boda finally sees the Matrix. His entire world is literally just a trashy romance web novel. The bully is the king and his childhood friend is the queen. Readers loved their toxic dynamic. The author hyped Yi Tengcheng up as this irresistible, rebellious bad boy who could melt anyone. Even an icy goddess like Liu Ruyan couldn't resist. Meanwhile, Ji Boda was just a disposable stepping stone for their romance. He didn't even like Liu Ruyan, but to the bully, this quiet model student was just an arrogant poser. Yi Tengcheng would always mock him, telling him to stop acting so high and mighty. "You just got lucky with your family," the bully claimed. "If I actually tried, you'd never beat me." And when Ji Boda warned Liu Ruyan about him, she called him narrow-minded and drifted away. Honestly, what a joke. He gave up trying to save her, but fate had other plans. Yi Tengcheng treated him as a major rival. Maybe his existence threatened their love story, or maybe he was just meant to be a stepping stone. Right before college entrance exams, Ji Boda was murdered in a dark alley, his body washed clean by heavy rain. An 18-year-old student dead right before graduation. The media went wild, but he was already gone. Everyone mourned him, but nobody knew the truth. His death was entirely Yi Tengcheng's fault. The bully got cornered by local gangsters. Seeing Ji Boda walk by, he shouted his name like they were best buds. Using him as bait to draw the heat, the cowardly bully successfully slipped away. Before running, Yi Tengcheng promised to bring help, but surprise, surprise, he never returned. Left completely alone, Ji Boda was swarmed by the thugs. He stood zero chance against him. He fell back, cracked his head open on a stone step, and bled out while the thugs panicked and fled. He never woke up. As a wandering ghost, he had to watch his mother faint from pure grief at his funeral. Even worse, Yi Tengcheng showed up at his grave, putting an arm around Ji Boda's sister while fake apologizing. Asking for forgiveness for his cowardice, and get this, Ji Boda's tragic death became the bully's wake-up call. The guy quit smoking, dyed his hair back, cut off his old gang, and completely changed his life. This newly reformed bad boy became a school legend, studying hard with the help of Liu Ruyan. Talk about absolute plot armor. In just 1 year, he went from dead last to the top 5. Under his blinding main character halo, Ji Boda's death was slowly swept under the rug. He easily got what others grind 12 years for. After exams, the happy couple headed to the same elite university. They became the ultimate campus power couple, while Ji Boda's grieving parents fell into deep depression. They eventually moved away, only returning for his memorial. Meanwhile, feeling guilty, Yi Tengcheng sent them expensive gifts, trying to buy peace of mind. But on graduation year, those gangsters got busted, exposing the truth. Liu Ruyan was shocked by the bully's cowardice, but she still couldn't bring herself to leave him. To make things crazier, Ji Boda's sister Ji Yu had also secretly fallen in love with the bully. Devastated by his role in her brother's death, she fled abroad. Meanwhile, the bully knelt on campus, sobbing. He slapped himself, begging Liu Ruyan for forgiveness, crying that he was just trying to survive too. He claimed he fell and passed out, and by the time he woke up, Ji Boda was already gone. He even blamed the victim, saying the thugs only killed Ji Boda because he dared to fight back. Talk about shameless! After the sister left, the grieving parents went to the school demanding justice. But the bully's real billionaire dad had just adopted him back. Confronting him was like throwing eggs at rocks. The poor parents had to leave empty-handed. In the end, the bully became a wealthy heir. He got married, had twins, and took over a massive company. Everyone was constantly kissing his feet. With billions in assets, his family lived happily ever after. Even the sister forgave him. Talk about a joke. To those two, his death was just a minor speed bump on their path of love, and to his sister, Ji Yu, it was merely an accident. No wonder nobody but his parents cared. Now our regression MC is back, returning to the day Yi Tengcheng first laid eyes on Liu Ruyan.
Want to skip class with me, Ruyan? I'll show you a good time. Yi Tengcheng strutted into the room,
sitting casually right next to her and throwing his arm over her chair like he already owned her. His school pants were sagging so low that even a small movement would show off his underwear. Liu Ruyan rolled her eyes and told him to buzz off, saying she had to go to the library with Ji Boda. She was already using him as a cover. It's wild that Ji Boda actually tried to save their childhood bond back then. What a joke! Hearing this, Yi Tengcheng sized him up and blew a smug whistle. He sneered, asking if she liked the good guy type and offered to change for her. Instantly, the remaining classmates turned to gossip, thinking there was some spicy drama. Panicking that Yi Tengcheng would get mad, she pinched his arm. She begged him to stop joking, and he just smirked. Our guy easily melted the Ice Queen with just a few words. They really are a match made in hell, but using our MC as a joke? Big mistake. He kicks his chair back and hurls a heavy textbook straight at the guy's face. Coldly, he tells him he's not just classless, he's straight up brain dead. He tells him to shut his mouth instead of spewing garbage. If you two want to flirt, do it without dragging him in. Stop using him as a shield. With that, our MC packs his bag and walks out, leaving the jerk completely fuming. Back home, he gets his mom to install security cameras immediately. He knows the jerk had a toxic obsession with him in his past life. They never got along. While Yi Tengcheng was busy whispering in her ear to cut ties with our MC, he was also secretly hitting on his sister, Ji Mayu. When our MC blocked him, the coward sent his goons to break their windows. His parents used to worry he was a troublemaker, but this time, he's ready to play. It's time to show this brat what real consequences look like. And just like expected, because Yi Tengcheng was mad, his toxic squad kept hanging around and throwing rocks, but the new cameras caught him red-handed. Since his mom got hurt and they were 16, he called the cops. Soon, those punks got locked up. Left with no lackeys, Yi Tengcheng lost his mind and pulled up to the building screaming for a fight.
Auntie Liu, Ruyan's mom, warns him not to go down, terrified of the loud thugs shouting outside.
She treated him like her own son. He couldn't bear to tell her that her daughter was actually dating this monster. In his past life, Liu Ruyan was a total love brain. Since her parents hated the guy, she ran away with him. Resolutely moving to Sea City, she basically abandoned her parents, only sending a few $100 a month. They never saw her again, left completely alone in an empty house for the rest of their lives. Talk about ungrateful. He promises not to go down, but subtly asks if Ruyan is doing okay lately. Her mom says she's been smiling at her phone lately and asks if something is up. He plays it cool, saying it's nothing, just that she doesn't walk home with him anymore. It hurts, honestly. 10 years of friendship thrown away for a guy she met 2 months ago. He stops there, letting the mom connect the dots on her own. Masterclass in handling drama. Downstairs, Yi Tengcheng kicks a wall in frustration, limping away, looking like a total clown. Soon, their secret is out. Her mom finds a fancy gift box in her room containing a beautiful bracelet. It was a birthday gift from Yi Tengcheng, her most prized possession even years later. His own mom warns him not to get distracted by romance and to focus entirely on studying. His dad was literally up all night stressing over it, while Auntie Liu was left devastated. She pulls his ear to make sure he's listening. No way he's throwing his life away for some high school drama. They thought she was just quiet, but she was just acting up for that delinquent, hurting her own mother's heart. But his mom has no idea his sister, Ji Mayu, is the exact same type of hopeless romantic. She actually abandoned her family for the same guy in the past. How touchingly stupid, right? He acts clueless, asking his mom who she's dating, but she doesn't know either. Aunt Liu plans to ask around at school tomorrow, and our MC just nods, keeping his mouth shut. This golden girl is completely losing her mind over a bad boy, ready to throw her whole life away. Liu Ruyan actually claims that everyone only hates Yi Tengcheng because they cannot see his hidden charm. She begs Ji Boda to convince her parents since they trust him, but helping Yi Tengcheng is out of the question. No way! Ji Boda can never forget how this guy made him a scapegoat, literally causing his death in his past life. His parents had a miserable end back then because of him too, yet Liu Ruyan just sighs and defends her boyfriend. She claims Yi Tengcheng did not know those thugs would smash his windows, so why is Ji Boda still holding a grudge? Honestly, this girl is completely blind. Ji Boda holds back his rage and asks why she loves this guy enough to betray her family. And lose all her pride. She looks out the window saying that being with him makes her feel alive. She feels totally free and happy with him, claiming Yi Tengcheng is just deeply insecure, and that is why he acts out. Just talking about him makes her look incredibly soft. Our MC fake nods, pretending to understand, then hits her with a reality check. He straight up refuses. Then he slams the door right in her face. Yi Boda tells her that Yi Tengcheng is a nobody, and her mother was right about him being a complete loser. He is just a useless street thug, and her liking him proves she is no better. Seriously, she is beyond saving. He slams the door shut. Just like that, their friendship is officially over. Meanwhile, Ji Boda's younger sister, Ji Meiyu, comes back from her private school for the holidays to meet an online friend. But this time, he gets a bad feeling the online friend is Yi Tengcheng. Seeing his dark expression, she cutely tugs his sleeve and asks why he looks so upset when she just got home. She is still as clingy as ever, even offering him her saved $5 just so he will hang out with her. He asks if they are a guy or a girl. She has no idea. They met online and have been sharing music playlists, recommending movies, and talking about almost everything under the sun. Next day, she goes to meet him. Our MC secretly follows. And ain't no way the guy in the leather jacket standing in the plaza is actually Yi Tengcheng? It turns out Ji Meiyu fell for this guy early on. To adults, he is a punk, but to naive girls, he is cool. He lives totally lawless and free. That bad boy aesthetic gives him a cheap thrill that simple, honest guys can never match. Yi Tengcheng gifts her a crystal ball and the two head off to race go-karts. Ji Meiyu looks absolutely thrilled. As they leave, Ji Boda confronts them. Caught red-handed, she panics. Yi Tengcheng looks confused. He slowly realizes they are actually related. Chewing his gum, he scoffs, mocking the fact that Ji Boda is her brother while looking down on him. He throws his arm over her shoulder with a smug grin. He warns Ji Boda to stay out of his business and stop desperately chasing after a girl who clearly rejects him. He calls Ji Boda a shameless snake. Even without naming her, his anger over Liu Ruyan is extremely obvious. He thinks Ji Boda snitched out of pure jealousy. Seeing his sister look confused, Ji Boda just chuckles coldly. He calls out Yi Tengcheng for being a coward who hides behind henchmen and runs away when things get tough. Yi Tengcheng is rich enough to do nothing, yet he ruins normal girls, making Liu Ruyan lie to her parents. He lets her ruin her life while stupidly believing her family is totally oblivious to her rebellion. His fragile ego breaks. Furious, he charges and grabs Ji Boda. Yi Tengcheng tries to fight. Ji Boda instantly sweeps and folds him. Ji Boda laughs in his face. He never cared about Liu Ruyan anyway, so Yi Tengcheng can keep his precious prize. But as Ji Boda prepares another punch, boom, a brutal blow strikes his head. The impact is so hard, his vision goes completely black. He collapses, barely managing to look up through the pain. He sees the shattered crystal ball on the ground. His sister tries to help him up, crying that she did not mean it. She panics and begs to take him to the hospital, but Ji Boda just stares at her with dead eyes. As Yi Tengcheng groans on the floor, Ji Meiyu is frozen in panic. Ji Boda slowly stands up, cold and completely detached. He tells her that if she loves him that much, she can make him her new brother because he is done. He throws her $5 back on the ground, officially disowning her right then and there before walking away. By the time she returns from helping Yi Tengcheng, Ji Boda is already hospitalized, nursing a severe head injury. Because of this, my dad was so incredibly disappointed in Ji Meiyu that he almost kicked him out on the spot. On the first day of school, Ji Meiyu came to the hospital acting all pitiful, begging our boy to forgive him. He pleaded for just one more chance. Our guy almost spoke, but then he remembered how this exact brother abandoned their parents to flee the country for Yi Tengcheng in his past life. The kid even acted like a proud godmother to Yi Tengcheng and Liu Ruyan's children back then, which is honestly so gross. He got up and walked to the bathroom. A total rejection. Talk about a cold shoulder. Now that their messy love triangle was exposed early, Ji Meiyu finally realized the truth. Once he realized Yi Tengcheng was the guy Liu Ruyan actually loved, he completely cut ties. He even brought homemade snacks to apologize to our boy. But did our main character eat them? Absolutely not. He mailed them straight to Yi Tengcheng as an anonymous netizen package instead. Talk about a taste of his own medicine. To fully recover, our main character stayed home for a whole month. After fully recovering, he finally returned to school. Senior year was at its absolute peak, so he had zero time to worry about the main couple, Liu Ruyan and Yi Tengcheng. But the drama literally found its way to him anyway. Rumor had it they got caught dating early and were publicly blasted by the dean at the flag-raising ceremony. Now everyone knew she was dating a thug. The gossip spread like wildfire. Her mom was called to the office constantly, while Yi Tengcheng had no parents to answer to and acted like he did not care at all. Honestly, it is so frustrating. He really was hopeless. Soon, his desk mate patted our main character on the shoulder, looking for all the juicy gossip. He asked why he stopped hanging out with Liu Ruyan and how it felt being a third wheel. Our main character just shrugged and told him he did not know, did not care, and it was not important, suggesting he go ask them himself before turning right back to his exam prep. At this point, he barely had even a second to drink water, let alone care about their relationship drama. They were the main characters, blessed by destiny, so they would get into college anyway. They could slack off and still succeed, but a former cannon fodder like him had to put in absolute effort to secure a real future. Right after the evening study bell rang, Yi Tengcheng ran in with a gift box, grinning, and told Liu Ruyan he had a present for her before dragging her out of the classroom. A few curious classmates quickly followed them outside to see what was going on. When they came back after a while, they refused to say a single word, no matter who asked. Later on the bus, Yi Tengcheng started teasing Liu Ruyan right in front of our main character, clearly trying to get a reaction out of him and make her blush. Seeing an elderly man nearby, our boy stood up and offered his seat, calling out to the grandpa. But before the old man could sit down, Yi Tengcheng shamelessly stole the spot. He sat right down and sneered at our boy, calling him completely fake. He mocked him for playing the good student at school and trying to act like a saint on the bus, too. Our guy kept a straight face and fired back. Trash does not need to act. Get up right now. Yi Tengcheng looked ready to throw hands, but Liu Ruyan quickly stopped him, reminding him they were on a public bus. Seeing her upset, Yi Tengcheng reluctantly stood up and guided the old man to sit. Not wanting to look at them anymore, our boy walked all the way to the front of the bus. He locked eyes with Liu Ruyan for a brief moment, which made Yi Tengcheng instantly step in and block his view. Our main character just laughed and turned to look out the window. Knowing how critical the college entrance exam was for Liu Ruyan, Yi Tengcheng actually behaved himself a bit more and stopped bothering her as much. But word on the street was he was busy making ties with local gangs, which was exactly how he ended up angering some dangerous thugs in the first place. Soon, the exact day of our main character's past life tragedy arrived. Terrified of history repeating itself, he refused to take even a single step outside his house. When his mom asked him to go buy soy sauce, just like in his past life, he immediately faked a stomachache. Later, he saw Liu Ruyan walk out from the opposite building. Watching from his window, he noticed her rushed and messy footsteps. When the news finally broke, Liu Ruyan had been rushed to the hospital with a completely crushed right hand. The injury completely ruined her chances for the exam the next day. The school's star student was suddenly out of the race, catching everyone off guard. In the hospital hallway, Yi Tengcheng sat frozen in a corner, looking totally lifeless. When Liu Ruyan's father arrived, he lost his mind and charged straight at him. If the hospital staff had not intervened, Yi Tengcheng probably would have been beaten to death. Because the victim changed, the entire story's timeline was completely derailed. Seeing her lying pale on the hospital bed, Yi Tengcheng no longer had that smug, indifferent look from the past life. He immediately gathered his gang to get revenge. He vowed to make the attackers pay, but the aftermath was a mystery. All anyone knew was that he returned covered in severe wounds. Instead of turning over a new leaf like in the past life, he became even more unhinged, spending his days drinking, smoking, and getting mixed up with shady underworld figures. On the day of the college entrance exam, our main character sat in his seat, looking at the bright sun shining after the rain. He finally let out a massive sigh of relief. In this life, he was no longer that tragic, short-lived boy, and his future was full of limitless possibilities. The 2-day exam passed in a flash, but on the very night it ended, our boy suddenly came down with a massive, burning fever that lasted the entire night. In his fever, he dreamed of his past life again. He saw Yi Tengcheng and Liu Ruyan taking their 2 children on a family camping trip.
The kids were happily calling them Mom and Dad, and Yi Tengcheng looked surprisingly gentle and refined, with none of his old thug behavior left. When Liu Ruyan sneezed, Yi Tengcheng gently pulled her close into his arms. They smiled at each other, looking deeply in love. It was a perfect family picture, but then things took a dark turn. A masked stranger, completely covered from head to toe, walked up to them. Everything happened in the blink of an eye. With a massive bang, fire engulfed them.
The entire family of 4 died instantly in that man-made tragedy, and the killer went down with them. Talk about a brutal ending. Maybe that was the actual ending of his past life. Realizing this, his bitterness finally faded. After all, karma always catches up, and everyone reaps what they sow. Because of the sudden fever, our boy was in a coma for 3 whole days. When he finally opened his eyes, his parents were looking down at him with teary eyes. His mom still could not help but scold him, telling him he should have listened when she said not to kick off his blankets, but she was just glad he was awake. Clutching his head, Ji Boda plays pitiful and whines to his dad that Mom is bullying him. His dad just laughs and says he deserves a good beating. The hospital room is finally filled with laughter. This time, the invisible shackles from his past life are gone. He feels lighter, and even breathing is easier. The dark memories of his past life are starting to fade. On discharge day, he drops by to check on Liu Ruyan. She is sitting in bed reading with her right arm wrapped in a heavy plaster cast. Things are incredibly awkward between them now. He dryly asks if she is repeating her senior year, and she nods. She looks down, clearly in a bad headspace. She asks how his college exams went. He smiles and says it went pretty well. He mentions his dream university, a total mental flashbang to her, and the perfect revenge for his past life. Since he survived this time, this toxic couple can ruin each other, and thanks to her mother blocking them, Liu Ruyan hasn't seen Yi Tengcheng for days. As he turns to leave, she stares with desperate eyes. He plays blind, but she quickly calls out to him, looking incredibly embarrassed. She begs him to tell her boyfriend she doesn't blame him, but he shuts her down instantly. He refuses, but seeing his sister Ji Mei-yu walking over, he smiles. Someone else can do it. Ji Mei-yu acts completely normal, telling him that parents want him home. He just nods. He points at Liu Ruyan, tells his sister she needs help, and walks out to wait. When his sister joins him, she looks totally calm, but then she suddenly asks a question. She asks if he hates Yi Tengcheng. He shrugs it off, saying their vibes just do not match. Seeing her quiet, he warns her that if she wants that jerk as a boyfriend, she should prepare. Move out with him and never bring him home, because the family will absolutely not tolerate him. She acts hurt, claiming they're just online friends. Honestly, nobody is buying that act. He shrugs it off and dodges her when she tries to act cute and grab his sleeve. Shocked by his coldness, she goes silent. Later, on college admission day, he spots the toxic couple arguing. Yi Tengcheng is throwing a tantrum, accusing her of cheating because she has been avoiding him. She snaps back, telling him they need to focus, since they both have to repeat their senior year. She wants them to study together and get into the same college, but this guy is completely wild. He waves her off, totally ignoring her. He just wants to run wild and party. He claims there is still time to play and promises he will study once school actually starts. The guy is now a bar guitarist, popular with girls, leaving Liu Ruyan incredibly insecure. Talk about karma. Since the main character survived, their entire destiny has flipped. The jerk, he's just throwing his life away. As college registration approaches, his parents are getting emotional. The day before he leaves, things get heavy. His mom bursts into his room, hugging him and crying tears of joy, leaving him completely confused. He gasps for air, teasingly begging her to let go before she suffocates him. He jokes that they put too much effort into raising him to let him go easily. She laughs through her tears, pinches his ear, and tells him to stop talking nonsense. He spots her shoulders trembling as she walks away. When she leaves, he checks the clock. It is only 6 in the morning, so he falls right back asleep. At breakfast, his dad piles his bowl with food, telling him to eat more because he looks thin. Tears hit his bowl as the looming departure suddenly hits him. The bittersweet vibes are real here, guys. His parents take the day off just to pack his bags and prepare for tomorrow. That night, his dad challenges him to an arm wrestling match, just like the old days.
This time, his dad does not let him win. He proudly says he is glad his son is safe.
He tells Ji Boda that he does not need to be famous, just safe and happy. Ji Boda hugs him, tears streaming down, not noticing anything unusual in his dad's words.
Having died early before, he regrets not spending more time with them. Now, he is leaving again. The next morning, Ji Boda wakes up and notices his parents' hair is suddenly streaked with gray. Since his college is local, the family soon makes their way there.
Arriving at the campus, Ji Boda starts unpacking while his mom nags him with endless advice, making it feel like he is leaving forever. She tells him to stay healthy and not get sick, her voice cracking with emotion. Watching his parents walk away, something in his mind
suddenly flashes back to his tragic past life. Heartbroken, he calls out to them, but they do not look back. College life finally begins.
And it is absolutely packed. Ji Boda is so busy with clubs that he completely forgets about his toxic ex-friend Liu Ruyan and her boy toy Yi Tengcheng.
Later, his mom mentions that Liu Ruyan's grades are in free fall because of Yi Tengcheng. They are fighting constantly now, and she is losing her mind. Talk about a train wreck. We have a foolish girl throwing her life away for love and a notorious school thug.
Turns out real-life drama is not like a sweet romance webtoon. When winter break starts, Ji Boda heads home and runs right into
Liu Ruyan. Their eyes meet, and she actually greets him first. Quite a plot twist, considering they basically stopped speaking after she chose Yi Tengcheng. He nods and tries to walk past, but she stops him. She apologizes for being so toxic before, admitting she does not want to lose him as a close friend. She brings up childhood memories, but Ji Boda cannot stand the fake nostalgia anymore and cuts her off. He tells her straight up, friendship is a two-way street, and they can never go back. She looks down, whispering a quiet apology. Honestly, her suddenly acting regretful is a massive red flag that her relationship with Yi Tengcheng is already hitting the rocks. The author must have cooked up some crazy main character magnet because Ji Boda keeps running into them fighting the entire break. Yi Tengcheng is acting like a total player, flirting openly with other girls. Naturally, this leaves Liu Ruyan completely insecure and paranoid. Eventually, Yi Tengcheng corners Liu Ruyan. He is totally annoyed, yelling that those girls are just friends and there is nothing going on. He demands to know why she will not trust him, but she just stares at him, cold and completely drained. She calmly asks for a breakup. He panics immediately. The tough guy screams no and grabs her in a desperate hug. He refuses to let go, but she pushes him back. She repeats the breakup, her eyes filled with cold, absolute determination. Fighting back tears, she tells him her mother was right. They belong to completely different worlds, and she needs a stable future. She is sick of him going to clubs and brushing her off. After endless fights, she is just too exhausted to keep holding on. But Yi Tengcheng is too arrogant to beg. Snapping in rage, his eyes darken as he swings his hand and slaps her across the face. He sneers and calls her trash. Then he walks away. Just like that, the two leads split before the new year. Talk about a major timeline shift. With the toxic relationship over, Liu Ruyan locks in and throws all her energy back into studying. Meanwhile, Yi Tengcheng just defaults back to being a rich playboy, skipping school to hit the bars. He is completely built different in the worst way. Thanks to her refocusing, Liu Ruyan aces her college exams, turning back into the perfect star student everyone praises. Honestly, as a fan, I expected them to get back together eventually, the classic drama trope. But nope, she moves far away for college, he immediately gets a new girlfriend, and they completely cut all ties. Fast forward to senior year. Ji Boda is stressing over life after graduation when he spots a fortune teller on a pedestrian bridge. The old man asks if he wants a reading. Ji Boda smiles and tries to walk past, but the man speaks of a short-lived fate. He strokes his beard, muttering about how his life path was rewritten. Since Ji Boda is a regression main character, his heart instantly skips a beat. Feeling completely exposed, he approaches the stall and tries to play it cool, asking what the master means. The master smiles, saying he knows the truth. He looks at Ji Boda's palm and explains the secrets of karma. He explains that by default, Ji Boda should have died at 18, but someone traded their lifetime of karma to save him. This is low-key heartbreaking. Ji Boda finally realizes his regression was not some random glitch, but a blessing bought with love. Why him? The master smiles softly.
leaving him with his thoughts. He reminds him that a parent's love is limitless, urging him to cherish the time he has left with them. With a sigh, the man packs up his stall. Suddenly, Ji Boda remembers how strange his parents acted right before college. They felt exactly like his parents from his past life, visiting him one last time. All his old dreams finally make sense. Understanding hits him hard. After graduation, he moves back home, taking a relaxed job just to be close to his family. Even though they complain, he can tell they are secretly thrilled to have him around. At 26, he proposes to his college sweetheart, Yu Wei, after dating for 3 years. They buy a place right across from his parents. This life is safe, peaceful, and absolutely perfect.
Years later, an invitation arrives. Liu Ruyan is getting married. Yu Wei is 5 months pregnant now, and the groom is someone else.
The groom is her co-worker, and she looks incredibly happy and confident. It is a peaceful, beautiful ending for everyone. Honestly, who would have thought Yi Tengcheng, the guy she once loved to death, would actually become ancient history? Since he isn't a genius anymore, his family abandoned him. Plus, with a new heir running the family now, he has absolutely zero place there. Fast forward a few years, and he basically vanished. Rumor says he took out shady loans, failed his startup, joined a gang, got hooked on drugs, and went down a dark path. Meanwhile, when little Ji Tengcheng turned 3, Ji Boda's parents' health started failing. Just like that Taoist priest warned, their bodies were declining fast. Ji Boda actually started blaming himself, asking his mom if things would be easier without him. He felt like a total burden. She insisted he was way more filial than his sister, who would have driven them crazy by now. Plus, seeing how happy he and his partner are made them feel at ease. But she told him to fix his temper and not bully Yu Wei. Honestly, seeing his mom take Yu Wei's side is so wholesome. Ji Boda jokingly whispered that Yu Wei was just acting weak to get sympathy. His mom laughed and told him to stop speaking nonsense. She looked at him and said, "Boda, we never regretted having you. We love you so much." That talk seriously hits right in the feels. He stopped saying those depressing things. He knew they loved him and decided to cherish every single moment with them. But just when things seemed peaceful, the drama kicks right back in. While Bai Yuntao and Liu Ruyan were shopping, Yi Tengcheng suddenly corners them. Seeing the woman he had been obsessing over, Yi Tengcheng completely ignores the husband and runs straight up to her. He demands to know why she married someone else when she promised him, even bringing up some imaginary child, which is wild. With her husband's face turning completely green beside her, Liu Ruyan is absolutely mortified. She screams at Yi Tengcheng that they broke up 10 years ago, begging her husband to believe the child is definitely his. She even offers to do a paternity test. Watching her desperately push him away, Yi Tengcheng is devastated. In a raspy voice, he says this is not how things were supposed to go. Then he glares right at Bai Yuntao. He starts rambling about his past life memories, claiming they were a match made in heaven and even had twins together. He begs her to remember their happy life. Even now, he has no idea who actually destroyed his family. What hurts Yi Tengcheng the most is that in this second life, everything went completely off the rails. Ji Boda is thriving. Liu Ruyan is the one dragged down. Yi Tengcheng failed college, broke up early, and got disowned by his own family, left to survive on the streets. Now, he lives like a dog, a pathetic addict everyone avoids. He is totally looked down upon, unable to comprehend how he hit rock bottom. This massive reality check makes him want out of the gang, but his boss just slaps him across the face. The boss reminds him he is just a dog and threatens to end him. Realizing he has no power, Yi Tengcheng obeys. He is just waiting for a chance to run away to Liu Ruyan, but when he finally spots her, she is with another guy. Seeing them act so close breaks him. He has no money, no status, and now even his girl is gone. He also wants to find Ji Boda to get some answers, since Ji Boda is the ultimate wildcard in this timeline. But Liu Ruyan says Ji Boda moved away, leaving zero trace. Unable to find him, Yi Tengcheng decides to cause some chaos instead. He maliciously tells Bai Yuntao how he ruined Liu Ruyan's past, making her repeat a year, and asks if Bai Yuntao is just a rebound. Noticing they look similar, Yi Tengcheng starts boasting. Talk about pure delusion. Knowing her body from his past life, he brings up an intimate birthmark, making Bai Yuntao turn pale.
Bi Yung-tao loses his mind, telling him to shut up, but Yi Tengcheng just laughs it off.
He brags about how they were together in high school doing all sorts of wild things, leaving Bi Yung-tao completely shattered.
After getting punched, Yi Tengcheng just laughs, spitting out blood as he watches Bi Yung-tao walk away.
Since his life is ruined, he wants to drag everyone down with him. Eventually, Bi Yung-tao can't take the secrets anymore.
A proud man like him refuses to stay with her, so he demands a divorce.
Once they split, Yi Tengcheng tries to win her back. One night, a drunk Liu Ruyan holds a knife to his neck.
She screams at him, asking why she would ever get back with absolute trash like him. She calls him a curse on her life, begging him to leave her alone, but her attempts to win back her ex-husband fail.
Gangsters hired by Yi Tengcheng corner her and break her leg. Yi Tengcheng panic sells immediately, terrified by his own thugs.
He frantically begs her to calm down, promising he will change if she gives him another chance.
But she just sneers with pure disgust, asking if he actually thinks he deserves her.
She did not love him anymore. He went straight from heaven to absolute hell.
But get this, he dies and wakes up back in his past life during a family camping trip.
It was no nightmare. Suddenly, a wall of fire blasts him. The moment Ji Mei-yu first saw him, instantly hooked. She could not stop staring. When her brother Ji Boda stepped in, she actually attacked him to protect Yi Tengcheng. Absolutely insane behavior. Everyone thought she lost her mind and her parents kicked her out.
She begged for forgiveness. Nothing worked.
Back at school, she stayed away from him, completely ignoring his online spam. Eventually, she had to find him one last time just to pass along a message from Liu Ruyan.
She found him street racing with sketchy thugs, actively being a loud, obnoxious punk.
And just like that, her crush died. What a massive reality check.
She attacked her loving brother for this trash? Ji Boda had spoiled her since childhood. What on earth did she do? Tears streamed down her face in pure regret.
Too ashamed to stay, she packed up and left. She was not even invited to his wedding. She became a ghost to them. She sent countless gifts, but Ji Boda returned every single one. Totally alone. Just a tragic, pathetic waste.